Collie is a small industrial coal mining town of 10,000 people which produces electricity for southwestern Australia. Welcome, my name's Don. I've set myself the task of driving to Collie to explore its roots and economy. It's a 200-kilometre or 2.5-hour drive from the state capital of Perth, with the state's only coal mining fields occupying a tiny band of land 26 by 13 kilometres in size. I'm to learn about the 2 active coal mines and 2 coal power generation stations that feature highly in the climate warming debate today. Approaching Collie, I enjoy the gently undulating hills, passing through stands of jarrah, marra, and she-oak woodland. Soon I reach the picturesque valley in the Darling Ranges, drained by the Collie River. It's a picturesque bucolic setting with even some kangaroos. This verdant farming country is shared by sheep, cattle, and kangaroos. I turned off the main highway to drive into the Wellington National Park and Wellington Dam, constructed in 1931 to drain the Collie River. The dam is currently being raised in height. Though the water is too saline to drink, the area is lovely for camping. I do notice that there's hardly enough water from the Collie River to provide hydroelectricity, even from the dam. Crossing the Collie River at the foot of the dam, I pushed on to Collie on a dirt and gravel road. After a quick circuit of the town to take photos, my first stop is the Collie Mining Museum. Looking at early photographs, I imagined a primitive rough town of about 400 people, with tiny shacks replacing tents made from leftover lumber. By 1896, the Collie Coal Mining District was declared, town site registered, and a government coal mine commenced. The town continued to grow and prosper in the 20th century with its wide shady streets, ovals, parks, gardens, and river. Collie's mines were providing coal power and gas lighting by 1931, as well as fueling the state's railways. Small cottages of miners grew in numbers, situated along the scenic Collie River. As miners quenched their thirst, 2-story brick hotels, the Coalfields, Premier, Victoria, Club, and Crown, quickly outnumbered the churches. All Saints, built in 1915, and St. Bridget's. I see other signs of the mining heritage and view notable sites, including the Miners' Memorial. Today in Collie, there are many other sources of relaxation, including the Collie Golf Club and the Kostecki Motorplex. By the 1870s and 80s, the timber boom was in full swing. With the museum exhibits, I pictured the whipsaw action of crosscut saws and the thud of axes, followed by the crash of falling timber. Wellington Mills and Worsley nearby were large mill towns with populations of 1,500 people. Collie timber was equally important, being used to construct buildings, public buildings, wharves, and railway ties. With the abundance of timber and coal in the region, the construction of a new railway line to Collie was inevitable. In 1898, a railway to the coalfields was completed to join the southwestern line between Perth and Bunbury. Collie boasted of a large station, roundhouse, turntable, and was one of the largest marshalling yards outside Perth. A steam locomotive museum and old goods shed remain today. Prowling amongst these old locomotives, I could imagine the hiss of steam and the scream of the whistle from these historic giants. Diesel engines still use the Lunenburg Valley Railway line, freighting coal daily to Kwinana, Bunbury, and Geraldton. Coal was first discovered in 1883 in Collie, supposedly by a sheep grazier. After the discovery, claims were rapidly staked in the area, in the narrow band of coal southeast of the town. Eventually, some 37 underground mines were to be operated in the Collie region. Mines were eventually consolidated, expanded, and mechanized in the 1920s to form the Amalgamated Quarries Company. In 1927, the Griffin Coal Mining Company was formed to provide competition to this monopoly. Here the adits cut into the hillsides. Conditions were dirty and harsh, with the ever-present dangers of rockfalls, methane gas, flooding, respiratory diseases, and the risks associated with explosives. The idea of working underground in cool or cold, damp, dirty conditions with only a flickering gas lamp doesn't appeal to me. Picks and shovels, small carts, drills, and primitive explosives made mining a challenge. It's not really surprising that there were many injuries recorded. Erecting pit props was a crucial part of coal mining with the unstable ceilings. Early Collie miners made big use of small pit ponies that were kept underground and never saw the light of day. By the 1940s and 50s, great changes were occurring in the underground Collie coal mines, although the work remained dirty and dangerous. Increased mechanization from the 1950s increased production using high-capacity loaders, conveyors, and continuous miners. Western Collieries was formed in 1949 to expand the coalfields, later to become Premier Coal. The 1970s and 80s brought even more modern mechanized equipment, reducing the manual workload for the miners. Nevertheless, it remained a dirty, dangerous, and noisy job in adverse conditions. Tunnels became much wider and higher to accommodate self-propelled vehicles. The stream of coal to power the hungry power stations was unrelenting. Conveyor belts conveyed the coal directly from the mines to the power stations. Some of the early mining equipment, such as the Alpine miner, may still be viewed at the Collie Mining Museum, a great place to visit when you're in Collie. The last underground mine was closed in 1994, ending 3 generations of strenuous underground labor. The first open pit was commenced in 1943 to improve safety and yield. Advent of competition by LNG in the Northwest Shelf increased pressure on gold companies to reduce costs. Over the years, a steady progression has occurred in the scale of mining equipment used with massive shovels, Euclid trucks, replacing older and smaller machinery. In open pit mining, the topsoil and surface burden is removed by blasting and bulldozing. Some of the older open pit mining equipment, such as shovels, can still be seen around the town, retained for tourists. The coal seams are drilled past and loaded by Hitachi NB 2500 excavators or P&H 2800 electric rope shovels with 4 scoops drawing a Euclid R260 truck carrying 300 tons. 3 flights of stairs leading up to the air conditioned camps. Coal is transported for crushing, sizing, and screening, and then stockpiled. Shipment is by conveyor belt to railway. Premier Coal, owned by West Farmers, and Griffin Coal are the only 2 current coal producers. Premier has mined over 7 million tons of coal over the years and currently employs 300 workers, producing 65,000 tons of coal annually. Griffin's Muja mine, 18 kilometres southeast of Collie, and operated from 1954 to 2010, is 1.5 kilometres wide and 225 meters deep, one of the largest open pit mines in the world. Most Collie coal is used by Verve Energy to generate power for the Southwest Interconnected Transmission System from Bunbury to Kalgoorlie in Albany. Coal generates 42% of the state's power. Collie WA, opened in 1999, is a 330 megawatt privately operated station servicing Verve Energy. Griffin mines feed the Muja A, B, and C, D, and the Blue Water Power Station. Muja is WA's oldest and most polluting power station. It was opened in 1966. It's operated by Verve Energy with 2 200 megawatt generators and 2 227 megawatt generators. There are 4 older, smaller generators that have been decommissioned. The station was the first in WA to be targeted by the climate activists in 2008. Blue Water provides 70% of the nearby Newmont Mining, Boddington's gold mine complex. Premier Open Pit Coal provides resources for Kwinana, Muja, and Collie WA power stations. Verve Energy generation stations have provided power as far north as Kalbarri, as far east as Kalgoorlie, and as far south as Esperance and Albany. Green Group protests are held annually. Following my visit, I came away with a new respect for coal, and Collie is a vibrant community with a bright future. It was late at night as I arrived back in Perth.